All right, let's do this. Oh, it appears as though we are above the fog line today. How exciting. But it looks like it's going to be a nice day. At least, well, sunny day. Cold, but sunny. So we'll see how it goes. So we'll see who shows up this morning. Yep, we're down in the fog now. Hey, Bern, how are you, sir? Welcome in, welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you had a good day today. Excuse me. According to the GPS, it shouldn't be too bad of traffic. It's Veterans Day. I know a lot of people take that day off, so happy Veterans Day. Thank you to all the veterans out there. Yesterday was the birthday of the United States Marine Corps, so happy birthday to USMC. So if you see a veteran day, tell them thank you. If you see a veteran any day, tell them thank you. So many of them made the ultimate sacrifice and couldn't make it back. All right, jump over here a lane and get ready to hit 167 going northbound. Are you driving home? No, this is my drive on the way up. Where you are, if you're driving home, pay attention. You go a lot faster than we do. Hey, Tiger. Just jumping on the 167. We got fog down low this morning. It was clear up on top of the hill, but drove right into the soup. Once I get up here, I can jump into the carpool lane and then away we go. If I can get up here before this herd of traffic comes by behind me, that dump truck is just screwing. We made it. Hey, Gary. Hi, Gary. Sorry about missing your live yesterday, Gary. I had a walk-in freezer down, and I was scrambling to find parts for the apprentice. So I was stuck on the phone yesterday afternoon. Hey, Tiffany. We don't have a lot of wind going right now, but it's definitely cold. For those of you that were not there, it's finally happened. Twizzlers came up on the wheel Sunday night. So that's exciting. I'm going to cut that out of the live and post it as a short. In the 60s, now we're down in the high 30s, low 40s. She has a plan for it. I don't know what it is. She won't tell me either. But 37 in Central Florida, deeper. Yeah, it's actually a whole bunch of really crappy ingredients. Thanks to Tiger, we got tripe. We also got chitlins. I could bring up the picture and post it. Um, what happened? Twizzlers came up. That's what happened. That's the exciting news in our world. She spun on Sunday night, and Twizzlers came up on the wheel. There she is. She can tell you all about it, but that's the big news around our house is Twizzlers came up on the wheel. Hey, Simon. Hey, Eddie. Hopefully you're having a good day, bud. You at work today too, Gary? All right. Now I got to jump over into this mess for a few minutes. Yeah, try Blame Tiger. That's what was on the wheel. Blame Tiger. Throw up the thank you wave. Yes, we said that earlier. Happy Veterans Day. But we'll say it a bunch today. And happy birthday to USMC. Yeah, it was yesterday. And I really love the short you put up, Eddie. That was awesome. Uh-oh. Hi, Lee. Welcome in, bud. Yeah, that's the big news. That's what happened. Twizzlers finally came up on the wheel. It's been on the wheel for over a year. It's been a running joke in a lot of our promos and stuff, and definitely in our intros and outros. And it's finally come up on the wheel. So that's the exciting news. Yeah, I'm not, she won't tell me what she's going to do either, but she has a plan. I don't think she expected Tripe and Chitlins to come up with it, but she has a plan. So we'll see what happens. 161. Wow. His Marine Corps birthday video that he posted yesterday was basically his intro with some extra stuff on it. It really turned out cool. Yep. Apparently, a lot of people took Veterans Day off. Excuse me. Was Jerry's idea. It's Veterans Day. It's also Be Nice to Eddie Day, except for Simon. There's a moratorium for Simon. Yeah. Well, it turned out awesome, and yeah, it needed. I'm glad he did it, and I'm glad you thought of it or goaded him into it because it did turn out really nice. Yeah, agreed. Absolutely agreed. Yeah, she cursed us when she said it, that Twizzlers were in the air tonight. That kind of laid it all out for it. I don't know how she called it, but she did. And then Des called cactus. I think somebody else did too, but yeah, Des called cactus. Yeah, she's a witch. Yeah, I think you're right, Simon. Yeah, well, it was very funny and very ironic. It absolutely was. I mean, needless to say, the rest of the evening was spent discussing that. It was, yeah. I mean, it's really quite funny that it came up, and it's been a staple on the channel for over a year. I worked on it yesterday, honey. I just have to find your your template bed. I've got it cut out. Yeah, hashtag blame Tiger and blame Kate. Yeah, there is. There's a Twizzler sticker too. A little bit of traffic, but not much. We'll see. We'll probably get hit up on I-5 though once we get across the valley and up on top of the hill. At least we're out of the fog now. Yep, there's your exit. At least you can see there's no traffic at your exit. Yeah, I thought her head was going to explode when it came up. And then the tripe came up right after it. Needless to say, it'll be a DoorDash night. I got your text, and yes, yeah, I suspect it is. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me once we get this clip out if this isn't going to be one of the biggest episodes we've ever had, because so many people know about the fact that it's there, and if they realize it's finally come up on the wheel. You're at work, aren't you, Gary? Yeah, yeah, you're gonna have to write a whole new intro song. Oh, cool. Get a little bit of a break. Wow, even the freeway stoplights aren't going. It must be good traffic up here too. Yeah. Wow. I'm gonna be way early this morning. Yeah, but you have a bunch of toddlers to take care of at work. Oh, you're in the habit of doing that, Gary. You had those few days off, and now you got to work back up to working those kind of hours. Yeah, I used to be able to do that stuff. I could, no way in hell I could do that anymore. Just turn on the porch heater for them. If you just turn on one or two of the burners, they're fine. Hey, Juliet, thanks for stopping by. Well, this is really a weird day. There's just like no traffic. Maybe when we get up closer to Seattle, it will. Well, with the grocery list, I have to go to the grocery store today anyway. With the grocery list, you just text me now. At least I have an idea. But I'm not giving out any clues. I still don't know how it's going to work, but at least I have an idea of where it's going. Katie has been willing it so hard to happen for the last month or so. Home in 3, cool. Oh, I'm not saying anything. Actually, I still have no idea what you're going to do with it. I just have, I can understand the concept of what might be happening, but yeah, I have no idea. Well, this is where we should start hitting traffic, but even the variable speed limit signs aren't lit up yet. I got more footage of the dog spinning I need to get out. Speaking of short, Well, at least they're lit up now. Wow. Even now they're up at 50. And we got one guy in my lane that's actually going 50. Get over here in the far right lane and get up here as far as I can, and then we'll bump back over. They still say 40. Usually they say 30 by here. Wow. Fine. I mean, it's not like we don't still have other dumb stuff on the wheel. I know. I think we still got Sour Patch Kids on there. Hey, Matt. Good morning. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Yeah, there's still lots of other dumb stuff. That one's just been a legend, and for it to finally have come up and Katie to have called it, it's a weird, to say the least. Weird. Hey, Dave, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, to say the least, it's weird. our whole our whole concept. I'm glad you're here, Dave. Thank you. We've all been discussing the well, let's the weird goings on the last episode of Munchie Mafia with Twizzlers finally coming up. No, we had all the bad weather last week, but you guys are getting in the Midwest and out on the East Coast now. And then there's good news and bad news. We had that wicked power outage 2 weeks ago. We have our own substation in town, which has generally kept us pretty well insulated from most power outages. Uh, there's a guy that lives up the hill from us who's a lineman. And when there was a power outage, he would stop by our power station on his way out to do his job and reset our power station. So we usually came back on pretty quick. But about 2 months, well, now almost 3 months ago, they took our power station offline, hooked us into Buckley, and began rebuilding it. And tonight they're going to shut power down overnight and bring that power station back online. So we're going to be without power all night. I am driving up to Seattle. Uh, every Tuesday morning, I have to go up to a doctor's appointment. And normally it's about a 2 hour drive with traffic, but because of Veterans Day, so many people took the day off. I'm like literally an hour ahead of schedule. Hey Ed, thanks for stopping in, dude. So as you can see, the large city in front of us, that's Seattle. We're coming into Seattle right now. And normally it's about 8:45 when at this point. So I think we will take a little detour and go up on top of Capitol Hill, and we'll run down. We'll take a run down the ridge of Capitol Hill. Since we got time, the Space Needle thingy. I don't know that we're going to get a view of it from here. We had a view of it a little bit earlier. For the longest time, I pointed all that crap out on the lives, but I just started thinking maybe everybody's tired of hearing about it, so I quit pointing it out. Yeah, at this point, it's behind the building. Uh, I don't know if I got enough time to go over there. Yeah, it has to be something real big, though. Somebody climbed up there, walked across those pipes to do that graffiti up on top of that sign, and then did it upside down. And all that to write .com on the sign. Oh, that's cool, Gary. I didn't know that. Those are very weird elevators. Um, they do still require an operator for one. You can't just push a button to get in them and push a button. Yeah, that was the Space Needle was built for the 1962 World's Fair, and they were in a big rush to finish it, so they were paying for the day huge money. Um, and if you really want to see more about the 62 World's Fair, I would suggest watching Elvis's movie, It Happened at the World's Fair, because that was literally filmed here in Seattle during the World's Fair. And I did go, as a matter of fact. I was at the 62 World's Fair. Don't remember it, but I was there. Red, white, and blue today. Okay. No, I have not seen that. I have not read that book, but I will look into it. I don't read a lot, but I listen to a lot of audiobooks. Yeah, we'll take a run up on the ridge up on Capitol Hill, and I'll take you up by Dick's, world famous Dick's restaurant, Dick's Burgers. Seattle's the only place you can tell somebody to eat a bag of dicks, and it's not a bad thing. I'm surprised I don't know all about that. I'm uh, I'm a big true crime buff. H. Holmes. I may know it by another name, Gary. I'll have to look. I'll have to do investigating. Oh yeah, Juliet. I'm huge into true crime. And if anybody watched the Ed Gein specials on Netflix, that was a bunch of garbage. Uh, it was 5% truth and 95% drama. If you want real information, go look it up. 90% of the Netflix monster series is pure BS. Yes, the person was actually named that, and yes, they actually did do that. But yeah, Ed Gein, he was a monster, but and he's the there's my CRS kicking in. Um, he's the God. It was his real life stuff that was behind Psycho and the Texas Chainsaw Massacres. Yeah, yes, Jerry. I couldn't come out. I can't come up with the word right now. My head space is somewhere else. I guess. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I got all excited when they were going to do Ed Gein and when they did uh, the Killer Clown, and my brain won't let me bring up his name. I That would be cool, actually. Um, there are so many people that do it so well. Uh, I don't know that we could do it justice, but I'd be willing to try. Gacy, John Wayne Gacy, the Killer Clown. Um, yeah, Netflix didn't do him justice either, or Jeffrey Dahmer, for that matter. Wait a minute, I was going to turn right there. That's okay. We'll go all the way up down here. God, it's like Seattle got us found a sale on no right turn on red signs. Ran out and bought them all, and then put them all up. Station 19. That one doesn't sound familiar. Uh, but again, there are so many terms for so many different. Hi, Lucy. For so many of them, uh, I'll have to look into that, Eddie. I haven't ever heard of that. Uh, well, I guess I've got something to tell my Comcast remote today. Yeah, Son of Sam. That's a strange one. And I've now read everything of that there is out there on him, and I mean I really think they're giving him the benefit of the doubt on whether or not he's truly nuts. I don't I he claimed he was getting his orders from the neighbor's dog. and maybe, but a lot of it just doesn't lead me to that path. Anyway, all right. Normally we would take a left right here and pull into the parking garage, but because we have so much time, we're going to run up to the top of Capitol Hill here and take the scenic route and show you that neck of the town. I do personally know two serial killers. Ted Bundy was a friend of the family, and Gary Ridgway. I did a lot of work. I did a lot of work on the paint booth in the Kenworth truck plant, and he was the manager of the paint booth. So I dealt with him a lot. And Ted Bundy was actually a friend of the family. And that's probably what sent me down these dark paths. But these roads are lovely in Seattle. And this is Broadway up on Capitol Hill. Um, I that I think you're correct, Gary. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you looked it up. Okay. Yeah, I thought I. Yeah, messed up part about Gary Ridgway is they knew who he was 20 years before they caught him. Yeah. All right, honey, go get ready for work. All right, to the left is Central Seattle Community College, and there's one of our light rail dump things that runs up and down Broadway on Capitol Hill, and it stops right here, and right here is we have a rail system that goes underneath this hill, and directly to our left right now, right where that white car is parked, is the entrance to the Underground Railroad. So you go in there and you get a ticket, and then you go down several escalators, and you end up down on the tracks. And that runs you from North Seattle down to downtown. And isn't that cute? That's a Google Maps car. This is it's a glitchy area. Back in the grunge era, this is where most of the gay folks lived, and everybody joked about it being called the Swiss Alps. We're just going to go up to the far end of the retail area and then turn around and come back, and then I'll go down and hit the parking garage. But there's tons and tons of little bars and restaurants up here. Two pretty Malamutes up there. Wow. Yeah, down in Pike Place, you can go on the underground tour of Seattle and see one of the first toilets ever made by Thomas Crapper. And yes, that was actually his name. I've only been on that tour once, and I want to say I was probably 12 when I went. It was a school field trip. But it's cool. Basically, the entire city was built 20 feet below, and when the Great Seattle Fire happened, and it kind of got all messed up and was raised up. And this is the north end of the retail district. Oh, that's good. Run the red light on the scooter. So we're going to take a right here in just a second and go around the block and then go back south. Yeah, somehow, some way, you'll see me on Google Maps. Green light. And we got all these silly electric bikes that are parked all over the place that you can, and electric scooters. There's another scooter sitting on the. Somebody obviously rode that home and just parked it there, which they do. That's what they're for. I don't know what they cost. I've never gotten out and messed with one. See, there's another no turn on red. I'm sure that's what they did. They found those signs on sale and then put them all up. They clean the gum wall about every 4 or 5 years. Uh, Otherwise, it gets too thick on there, and like it's a sanitary thing to begin with, which it's not. But that's I think Jerry actually saw it when he was here. One of these days, I have to take you up to Fremont. We'll show you the Fremont Troll. It's basically it started out as a pile of cement underneath the overpass that they were finishing, and they had extra cement left over, so they piled it up. And then some artist came along and said, "Hey, we could do something with this." And so they piled a bunch more cement up, and he sculpted it out to look like a troll sitting under the bridge. And he's now called the Fremont Troll. All right, Juliet, go back to work and have a good day. Now, coming up on the right, just past this stoplight, is Dick's Drive-In, and that's where you can get a bag of dicks. And I've got a short on my page that explains it a little better than this. But you'll kind of see the orange signs now that the leaves are all gone off the trees. All right. And then there's Seattle Central Community College again. Yep. Not much up here anymore. There's a whole herd of blue bikes all knocked down. All right. Turn right and head back down Union, and we'll go hit the parking garage. Bum, bum, bum. We pay a heck of a lot in gas taxes to have roads like this, you know. Other than chitlins, which other ingredient is effed up? I want to say Ed did that one, but I don't remember. All right, guys, it's time. Well, yeah, we know about the flame tiger. Yeah, that one. Okay, guys, it's time. So thank you all for being here. I will be back around 11. We'll see you then. Love you all. Bye.